When you get to the absolute peak of professional sports, everybody is talented. Everybody is dedicated. They've all pushed their bodies to the absolute limit. So what's the secret? What really gives the true champions that extra edge? Well, the answer isn't just more hours in the gym. It's a discipline that's been around for thousands of years. And that right there is the brutal reality of competition, isn't it? The line between a gold medal and going home with nothing can be a fraction of a second, a single point, just one tiny little misstep. The gap in actual physical skill is practically zero, but the outcome? Well, the outcome is everything.
Is it just about training harder, having better genetics? Or could it be something internal? Something that keeps the mind rock solid under incredible pressure and allows the body to execute perfectly when it matters the most?
Okay, so to really understand the solution here, we first have to get a handle on the problem. And the problem is that the modern athlete is often pushed right to the absolute edge of collapse. Just think about this for a second. On one hand, you've got this relentless external pressure from coaches, the media, the fans, all pushing you to do more or be better. And on the other hand, you've got the physical reality, a body that's enduring the same repetitive motions over and over, risking injuries that could end a career. It's this drive that leads to overtraining and burnout. It's a vicious cycle where the harder an athlete pushes, the worse they perform, leading to complete physical and mental exhaustion.
But you see, the physical stuff is really only half the battle. The most challenging opponent any athlete will ever face is the one they can't even see. It's the one that's playing out entirely inside their own head. An athlete can have a body that's in perfect condition, but if the mind starts to wobble, everything can just fall apart. A bit of anxiety, a crisis of confidence, that momentary loss of focus, those things can be way more devastating than any torn muscle. And what's so fascinating is that ancient yogic philosophy actually had a name for these internal opponents, the kleshas. They're described as these mental and emotional afflictions, basically the root causes of our stress and imbalance. You can think of them as these universal hurdles that trip all of us up, both on and off the field. And here's exactly how they pop up in sports. Let's take asmita, which is ego. That's your star player who gets a little too confident, stops drilling the fundamentals, and then starts making really basic mistakes. Or how about raga, desire? This is the athlete who gets so attached to the idea of fame and money that they forget why they started playing. They lose that pure love for the game. And then you have dvesha, or aversion, which can show up as jealousy towards a successful teammate, and that just poisons the whole team's dynamic.
So if the mind can be the problem, how in the world do you train it? Well, this is where yoga steps in. And not as simple stretching, but as a really sophisticated system for integrating the mind and the body. A lot of people see yoga and they just think, oh, it's a way to get flexible. But its true purpose is so much deeper. The word yoga itself actually means union. It's about the union of the mind, the body, and the senses, so that they all work together in perfect harmony. And this highlights a totally fundamental shift in approach. In most types of training, action comes first. You lift the weight, then you feel the muscle working. Your action directs your perception. Yoga completely flips that script. You bring your awareness, your perception, to a part of the body first, and that focused awareness is what guides a really precise, intelligent action. Perception leads the action. This isn't just a different kind of exercise. It's a complete rewiring of how an athlete operates. It's a game changer. This coordination, it's everything. It's all about uniting the rational, analytical brain with the intuitive, emotional intelligence of the heart. When an athlete can actually do this, their movements become not just powerful, but wise.
And this leads to a pretty profound realization. Intelligence isn't just locked up in your skull. Yoga teaches the mind's intelligence to spread throughout the entire body. All of a sudden, the feet, the hands, the skin, they all become these awakened sensors, capable of making brilliant, instantaneous decisions. What we call intuition in a great athlete, it's actually this highly refined, embodied intelligence.
So what does this all add up to? Well, when you combine a calm, focused mind with an intelligent body, you unlock a completely new level of performance. Every athlete knows they need to relax to recover. They lie down, they try to switch off. But a lot of the time, that's just a passive state of, not being stressed. Yoga offers something way more active, something much more powerful than just winding down. And here is the key difference. Relaxation is about getting rid of the negative. It takes you from being stressed out back to a neutral, calm baseline. But rejuvenation, that's about building the positive. It takes you from that calm, neutral state and actively fills you with vital energy, leaving you feeling charged up and ready to go. Yoga isn't just about calming down. It's a tool for powering up. The result is what you could call the truly holistic athlete. Strength isn't just brute force anymore. It's applied with intelligence. Stamina isn't just about your muscles. It's fueled by what yoga calls prana, or vital life force energy. Agility, balance, and endurance, they all get a massive boost because it's no longer just the body doing the work. It's the mind and body in a perfect, powerful partnership.
And ultimately, this is the goal. The Bhagavad Gita defines yoga as karma su kaushalam, which means skillfulness in action. It's the ability to perform with an effortless grace, with a precision and an efficiency that looks almost magical to anyone watching. That is the true promise of bringing yoga into an athlete's training. But the benefits don't just stop when the final whistle blows. Yoga actually provides a framework for life, long after a sporting career is over.
I mean, think about it. For a body that's been used to years of intense daily activity, stopping all of a sudden can be a massive shock to the system. The internal systems take a hit, and stiffness and all sorts of other health problems can start to set in. That transition from a super active life to a more passive one is a huge challenge.
And right here lies the profound wisdom of the practice. Yoga gives us the tools to heal the aches and pains that can be fixed. But just as importantly, for the things that can't be fixed, the inevitable effects of aging or old injuries, it teaches us how to adapt, how to function with ease, and how to endure with grace. And this leaves us with a final, really powerful question. In sports and in life, external victories, they're fleeting. Trophies gather dust. But the internal mastery, that balance, that resilience, that skillfulness in action, that is something you get to carry with you forever.